Welcome to The Clopen Effect, a retail podcast. Thanks for hanging out with us today. I'm your host, Meredith.
And I'm your host, Cass.
Let's have some fun.
Up on me.
Are they? Like,
Yeah.
now that you're out and about?
Yeah, everyone's like, are you okay? We haven't heard from you in a while. Are you still alive? I'm like, yeah.
Gosh. So it's been like 2 weeks.
I know.
Everyone was very, very sad that we didn't put out an episode last Friday, but they were more sad that you were not feeling well because that was very scary. You couldn't breathe and you couldn't go out for Halloween.
It wasn't COVID. Maybe I had RSV.
You know what? Did they test you for COVID?
No, because I waited so long to go to the doctor. She was like, you've already had symptoms for like over 6 days.
Yeah, it was COVID number 4. It was COVID number 4. I'm telling you right now.
Whoever gets to COVID-19 first wins.
Yeah, and that would be you. You're winning. I've had
I
it
ruined
once.
Halloween and everything.
Now, does it count? So you've had COVID 4 times, and it lasts about, what, 2 weeks? It's pretty bad.
Yeah.
I had long COVID that lasted like 3 months. So I think that's even, right? It's pretty much like we've had it the same.
Yeah.
Like I just had it forever. Like I was still taking an inhaler in the summer.
Right.
And I got it last December.
You lost taste and smell, which my smell was messed up for a while, but I never lost taste.
Which was very weird at first, but then it worked out because all the seasonal Bud Light seltzers that we didn't like,
God.
I drank like water every night.
The eggnog ones. Sick.
And flannel something, and I don't even know. So it was perfect because it just was like drinking water.
That's so crazy.
And I got rid of all of them. So
hey, can we say happy birthday?
Yeah.
Happy birthday, bestie.
That should have been first on here.
I know.
Super excited to go out on Saturday.
I'm so excited.
You stay healthy though. You have 2 more days.
I'm fine. I'll be fine. I'll be fine.
I said, and I have to go to Virginia on Sunday.
Yeah.
So just get me to the airport by noon.
Yeah.
That's it.
Which I think we can manage.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see.
Birthdays are always a fun celebration with all of us. So yeah, happy birthday, bestie.
I mean, we survived your birthday, and we went pretty hard that night.
You were almost on 23 hours of no sleep for my birthday.
Yeah.
Because you got up real early.
Yeah.
You get up at 3.
Yeah.
And we got home at 2.
Yeah. That was amazing. That's always my first day in Florida. I get up at 2 a.m. to go travel. I travel all day, and then we end up staying up until 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning that night. So, yeah.
And then you crash for a few hours.
And then, I get up, and then I'm like, I feel amazing after only like 6 hours of sleep. And I like crack a drink, take a shower, and I'm like, let's go.
So isn't that funny?
Yes.
That you sleep for 6 hours on vacation and feel great. But if you were home,
I would be dead.
Yes.
Yes. I think after your birthday, I think we all got up kind of early.
We
after
all
your
got up
birthday.
early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then I'm pretty sure I took a nap.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Sunday afternoon naps are the best after going
I never
out.
take naps when I go on vacation.
No.
What is that? How come I
it's
don't
mental.
need 'em?
It's all mental.
It is.
Because
It
like
is.
today I'm pretty tired. I got stuck at the airport in Portland last night.
Terrible.
Didn't get home and to sleep probably between like 1 and 2 in the morning.
God.
Because you know when you get home and then you got to TikTok a little bit.
Yes.
You got to brush your teeth, wash your face, PJs. You know, that's a whole hour.
Yes.
Other people I know can crash. I cannot. I have to settle in.
Yeah.
So it was, but if it was vacation day, if I had the day off, I would have been fine.
You would have been fine. You'd have been
But I got up early.
6 a.m.
Yeah.
Let's go hit the beach, something. Yeah.
It would have been fine. But instead, I felt just kind of foggy and tired,
Yeah.
which I have a feeling is going to be even worse tomorrow.
Yeah.
But
You probably won't be able to sleep tonight either.
I
You're weird like that.
I am a little, I'm just weird all around. Once you get to know me, you realize how weird I am. But I'm okay with that.
The other day you said you slept like 14 hours.
I'm
That was
telling you. And that was
amazing.
before the time change.
Yeah.
That was before.
That was
like,
awesome.
I could not. Steve and I were watching a movie in the living room. It was probably 6:30. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, I'm going to fall asleep.
Yeah.
So at 7 o'clock, I looked at him. I said, I'm going to go to bed. He's like, really? I go, I am exhausted. I could not keep my eyes open. I had a little bit of a sore throat, but I think it was just from being tired,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So I mean, and it was like probably by 7:05, I was out, forgot to set my alarm because it was like a crash.
Yeah.
And then woke up at like, it was like 8:30. I'm like, wow, I gotta check in
That
a
is
half an hour,
awesome.
you know? So yeah, it was
Sometimes
crazy.
you need that. Sometimes you
I
need
absolutely
that.
did.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think it saved me for the couple days after too. So yeah, I don't know what happened.
I do that like once a month. I'll sleep for like 14 hours.
You do?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or sometimes you'll sleep and then all of a sudden we won't hear from you all day because you're just on and off napping.
Yeah.
So you just need it. Sometimes you need it.
I like to hibernate every once in a while.
I was talking to my friends at Starbucks and we were talking about sleeping. Because I don't even know why I was at Starbucks that next morning because I had so many hours of sleep. I go, I don't even know why I'm here. I just got done sleeping 14 hours. And the one person that was working, he was like, are you serious? He's like, I need a night like that. Yeah. He goes, I haven't had one in a couple of months. He goes, I slept like 4 last night.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, well, you're young.
Sometimes I can survive off of only 3 or 4 hours. I went out last night too. I went and saw Shannon. So she's like my little sister.
Yeah.
You know? And we had a couple drinks and we caught up and like I haven't seen her since my birthday. They showed up to my birthday, which was awesome. So yeah, I went over there and she's got a mean dog. He tried to bite my butt.
Really?
Yeah, it was funny.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But I just gave him treats. You know?
Why is he mean? He just doesn't like anyone visiting?
He's skittish, yeah. He doesn't, new people freak him out and then he just wants to like bark real aggressively at you and I'm telling him shut the hell up, you know? Yeah. Because that's just how I deal with
But he wanted to show
dogs.
you what was up.
Yeah, and he kept trying to get behind me and I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, he'll bite your butt. And I was like, holy shit.
My gosh. I remember one time, I don't think I told this story, but I was running through the neighborhood and there was a Great Dane on the road next door over here. And I have seen him before. Yeah. And he's never bothered me. And most dogs around here are either on a leash behind a fence or they have the invisible fence.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden I'm running and I feel a little like boop, like on my leg, you know?
Oh my God.
And I'm like, oh, and I look over and here's like this horse of a dog.
Oh my God, they're huge.
And I'm realizing that he's not happy with me, you know, and I don't know why. And I look over and here's the owner trying to hang on to his sweatpants and run towards this horse of a dog. And he's holding on to him like, you know, he was not planning on going anywhere except for his front porch.
Oh, that's so
I'm
funny.
so sorry. And the dog looked back at him, looked back at me, and then bit my butt.
Oh my God.
Like, I'm going to protect you. You know, hold on a second. I got her, you know.
That is so funny.
And it was like, it wasn't like I had to throw my pants out. It made holes. And I had like teeth marks because they're pretty sharp. You know, dog teeth are just sharp.
Right.
But it wasn't like I can't say it was like an aggressive bark.
No, he was
It was like he wanted me to stop and come play.
Yeah.
That's what I felt.
Yeah.
Not like the one when I was on the trail and that dog was mad. He got me in the elbow.
Oh my God.
He was really mad at me for running past. And I kept going, which everyone told me, don't do that. You should have asked if the dog had shots, all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, but whatever.
And I remember running and it was like around this time, fall, I think. And all of a sudden I looked down and my hand is all blood. I'm like, oh, he got me, you know. And it really wasn't that bad. It was just because they have the little teeth, you know. So those were the only times. What
kind of dog was that?
I think it kind of looked like a boxer mix.
Okay.
Yeah. He was like stout, and the owner had him laying down.
Oh, and he still lunged at you.
And he still lunged.
Oh wow.
Yeah. She was on her phone, and she had him laying down, and she had a grip, and then just lost it. All of a sudden, I look and I see the shadow of like something moving. I'm like, oh no, here we go. So yeah,
terrible.
And I guess I had my headphones in.
Yeah.
And so I probably would have heard him approaching. Yeah. But it was more like I saw the shadow. I'm like, oh, okay. And he got me once in the leg and once in the elbow. I wonder why dogs are like that.
Like, I've always had such friendly dogs that never...
Well, and I have a feeling she knew that he did that. Right. Because she made him...
That's why she made him lay down.
She saw me coming and made him lay down. But the only thing is, like, a lot of people, like, on socials, of course, I posted about it, you know, years ago. They said she should not have been on her phone. Yeah. She should have had 2 hands on. Yeah. And if he really does do that, should not have been on the trail. But that's how you train him, right?
Right. And I feel, too, like, when you hold a dog very aggressively... They sense that, so then like, they're on edge. Like, who am I protecting you from? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, I don't know.
Except if you're a Great Dane, you just want to play.
Yeah. Now, let me just nibble on your butt a little bit.
Taste like a shark. You know, they always want to taste you.
Yeah. So by the end of the night, he was fine. You know.
Good.
He has a perfect name. His name is Flip. I'm like, yeah, because he fucking flips out all the time. Shit.
What kind of dog?
It's like a border collie mix.
Oh, cute.
She's got 2 like border collie mix, Flip and Harley, and Harley was super sweet. He was just like, whatever, I'm chill. Throw my Frisbee for me, you know? But then I'm like, is Flip going to flip out because I'm playing with Harley, you know? And he did, like, he came over and, like, sat next to me. Like, you don't play with him. I'm going to be mean to you. I don't know.
Oh, they're so smart.
I know, it's weird. Mm-hmm. And she's got 2 big fat cats that I was just cuddling with.
Oh
so
my
cute.
gosh. And you're not allergic to cats, huh?
No.
Oh, that's great.
No. Yeah.
That's great.
I know. Sometimes I think, do I want to get a cat? But then I hate cleaning litter box.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want an animal that shits in my house.
Yeah, right.
If I could train them to go outside. Your house kind of
smells a little bit, right?
It doesn't matter. You could scoop that damn litter box every single day and change a litter all the time. It still smells like cat piss. I will say, like Bud and Megan's house, that's never smelled like cat piss, and they got 2 cats.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay.
I think the one litter box is down in the basement, so like you probably won't smell it,
Yeah.
But like their house never smells like cat piss.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
But I feel like my house would always just smell like cat piss.
Yeah. Well, we don't have any animals, so we had fish once. That was it. We had fish for years.
Your fish were huge too.
Huge. They were
Did
koi.
they die?
They did.
Oh.
Yeah, they did. On Christmas morning.
Right? Oh my God.
Christmas morning, I lost 4 of them. And the big Placostomus, he looked like a shark. Remember, he was about a foot long.
Yes.
Yeah.
He died too?
He all on the same morning. So I cleaned. I'm sorry, it was Christmas Eve morning because we always have the party on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
And the day before, I went half the tank, cleaned the water, and something was with our water.
Oh.
Yeah. Because that happened before. And we woke up Christmas Eve morning. I was like, oh my gosh, they were all bloop, belly up.
The fish died.
Yep. And we had them for like 9 or 10 years.
We had fish down in the basement. We had that really cool, in the wall fish tank.
My cousin has that. It's very cool.
And our fish kept disappearing and we couldn't figure out what it was. And we had taken a frog from the neighbor and we thought the frog was maybe eating the fish. And then the frog disappeared. Like we never found the frog. My stepdaughter had bought us, it's called a rope fish.
Oh.
And they're actually brackish water. It should be like part salty water for them. That thing disappeared too. We never found it.
Really?
Yeah. All the fish just fucking disappeared. We never found them. So
that's like the story of the first time we ever won a fish up at the Lake Geneva Venetian Festival.
Yeah.
And we brought it home.
Yeah.
And we had a little bowl. And the kids and I went shopping. And we came back home and he wasn't in the bowl on the counter. And so Steve was sitting at the table and the kids were young, like years ago, right?
Yeah.
They were young. And I said, oh, did the fish die, Dad? And he was like, no.
Oh,
I'm
God.
like, you can tell us. We're 10. We're 10 and 11. We can take it, And I'm trying to
he's like, where's the fish?
Yeah. And he's like, looking at me. He's like, I didn't do anything with the fish. Why are you asking me? So I was like,
God.
So we had a bun coffee pot and I was moving things around and I went thump, thump. And he was under the coffee pot.
Oh my God.
Almost all black. And I went, and I picked him up, threw him back in the bowl. That fish lived for 9 years.
Stop it.
Yep. He was a koi fish. And he still had an itty bitty dot of black on his fin from when that happened.
That is so crazy.
Yep. It was like a joke in the family. Like,
that
wow,
so
you know how
crazy.
to raise fish.
I can't believe that he survived that.
Yeah, he survived a bun coffee pot run over. No oxygen. The coffee was on. It was hot. And he was a goldfish that was black by the time I got to him. No oxygen, and that thing lived. I was like, so wow. Funny. Wow, it was crazy. Oh, gosh. So, yeah.
That is too funny.
Yeah. It's a story that I will forever tell. I probably already said it once on here. I don't know.
Think you ever talked
we're going
about
on
that.
2 years now. Who knows?
I know. We got to be repeating some stories by now, huh?
And then we just kept buying tanks and tanks and tanks and bigger. And we had that whole spot now that's our like little breakfast bar now. But that was a really big tank.
That was a big tank. That was like a 60-gallon
And
tank.
the one fish that was under the bun coffee pot, his fin was measuring almost a foot, like top to bottom.
God.
He was very big. Yeah,
Those
everything
were
just
very
grew.
big fish.
I don't know. We had fish on steroids for years. So
yeah.
It was neat. Very, very neat. And all won at festivals.
It's got to be your
Never
well
bought.
water.
Maybe. I don't know whatever's in it, right? We drink it too. Maybe that's why I'm big.
Yeah.
I'm like big boned and just a big person. No, I'm just kidding.
Strong.
Strong. I don't know about
Gives
that.
you muscles.
Maybe. I don't know. Oh, gosh. Well, it's fun catching up. It's been a couple weeks.
Yeah.
So I texted you this morning because yesterday I was sitting on a delay, coming from Portland, and I'm watching 3 people clean the walking sidewalks.
I saw that on TikTok today.
Yeah. So
that was
one,
awesome.
Isn't that, perfect.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah.
The one had the washing thing.
Yeah.
The other guy had the squeegee.
Yeah.
And then the third guy had the paper towel that would catch all the water.
That is
and
so
all
crazy.
they would do is stand in one spot in the walking sidewalk. So go on our TikTok, go on our Facebook, and I think I even posted on Instagram. You'll see what I'm talking about.
That's awesome.
And they just kept doing that. So they had to do the one side. The outside they had to walk. The inside, they would ride. Then the second inside, they would ride.
It's so funny.
But what got me was, this was absolutely a team effort, but half of the restaurants in the airport were closed with now hiring signs.
Oh, God.
So there's three people cleaning these walkways, which is great. We want to see cleaning because we're getting into the winter, and it was cold there this past week when I was there, 30s. Like I came home to 70.
There was really nice leaves too. You had good leaves.
Yeah, did you notice that in the
when
other?
You did the Jason mask.
Oh my
or
gosh!
whatever,
Yeah,
Michael
check that
Myers
out too.
Whatever.
I jumped. I peed a little. That was crazy.
Too. I would have screamed if I saw.
I was walking out of the store, and all of a sudden I look at this Jeep, and here's this Michael Myers mask staring at me. I'm like, okay, who needs caffeine when I just had a jolt to the heart and peed a little?
Peed a little. I know all about that from coughing.
So yeah, so it just brought up the thoughts of, there's people working out there. We have 3 people cleaning glass, which we want cleanliness.
Yeah.
But then we have I wanted to do a Blue Star donut. That's very popular out there. A friend of mine recommended it on Facebook.
I saw that.
To go to Blue Star. They were all closed.
Really?
And I thought, okay, well, there's one in the airport. It was closed when I got there because I got there at 10 o'clock at night on Monday. So I'm like, oh, okay, I'll get it. On Tuesday, on my way home, they were closed. It said, unfortunately, we're closed and we're trying to hire. So my thought was, you probably need 1 or 2 people to man that, to have it. But then you have 3 people cleaning the walkways.
Yeah.
So what other companies do you need more than one person?
Everything.
I mean, and that's for tasks too.
Yeah.
Like I was just asking Steve, I go, if you think of a company, a business, any job really, can you think of anything that would only require one person? And
Uber,
right? Or Lyft,
yeah,
or maybe house cleaning, right? House cleaning could be one.
I mean,
although
depends
I feel
on
like
the size of the house,
and I feel like for safety, you're going into a new house,
right?
You might want to bring someone the first time, so you really do need 2.
Yeah.
But what other jobs out there can you think of that really only need one person?
Nothing.
Right? I was thinking banks, retail,
no.
Gas station would be way too scary. You absolutely need a couple people there, right?
There's nothing that's just one man job anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of small businesses that are one man.
I mean, I guess you can paint.
Yeah.
But that depends on the job. You would have to limit yourself.
Right.
If you were going to paint the whole outside of a house.
Right.
Like I was just talking to Steve.
Weekend.
Yeah, he was like, we have 30-foot ladders. I'm not going to go to lunch if one of my employees is up on a 30-foot ladder. You need 2 people.
Yeah, that's not safe.
Right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, we do have some friends that paint on their own, but they limit themselves, smaller inside, interior,
I'd say maybe if you're an artist, that's a job where you work on your own.
You wouldn't have to worry about your safety.
Yeah.
You would just do what you want to do, whether it's sculpting, painting,
dog walking. Sometimes you need help. You got 30 dogs. You see them people with 30 dogs at once
in the city.
It's crazy.
So I guess that's a single job out there.
Yeah.
But then there's a lot of them that you absolutely need. Team lift.
Yeah.
You cannot break down a pallet on your own, especially if it's furniture. Can you remember you imagine the room place or something like that? You need 2 people to carry a couch.
Yeah.
Moving.
Yeah.
So I was totally
movers. They always have 3 or 4 of them packed in the van together. Yeah.
You have to. At a bank, no one can work a bank by themselves.
Definitely
Safety.
Not. That's not safe.
Like I said, gas stations, a retail, any business out there.
Yeah.
There were times she doesn't work there anymore, but there were times that Julia was at the salon.
Yeah.
And she would be closing. And we would all take turns sitting in the parking lot waiting for her.
Yeah.
Especially with the time change. By 4:30, it's dark out.
It's dark out right now.
And then she'd have to work till 8. So either Timmy would be there waiting, her dad would go.
Yeah.
It would just because.
Yeah, it's dangerous.
Yeah.
Because you got to think someone who's looking to rob the place, they don't know if you got money on you or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
And those smaller businesses are it's probably cash business or who knows. I mean, everyone. I feel like everyone uses credit cards.
Right.
But I could be wrong there. I don't have any facts. I just know I don't use too much cash because I'll spend it if I have it in my wallet. So
I very rarely have cash. I feel terrible about it sometimes.
Yeah, I was talking to someone, and there was someone there that stopped me and said, "How do I know you?" I said, I worked here about 6 years ago. And he said, "Oh, that's right." And he was he was telling me that he had an accident, so he has to be a greeter, and he got hurt back in grocery or and he kind of started the conversation of if there was more than one person back there, I may not have gotten hurt. Now, I have no idea
right.
the situation.
What the situation was.
Right, so I'm not saying anything
I think
here.
I know who that was, and like...
I'm not saying anything about it. But once again, it got me thinking.
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to break down a pallet, if you're going to empty a truck, if you're going to pull, or if you're going to use the forklift or even the handheld or the riding one or anything like that, you probably need 2 people.
Especially emptying a truck, because you want somebody to know you're in that truck.
Yeah.
Right? We've talked about that
We've talked about that before.
Yeah.
Where someone goes in and all of a sudden the truck starts to take off because because truck drivers, they're tired in the middle of the night.
Yep.
You tell them bay 3, they may count bay 4.
Yeah.
And they pull up and someone's in that bay 4 in the trailer working and all of a sudden they're getting, the trailers.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yep. Very scary.
Crazy.
Very scary.
What was I going to say?
2 chicks talking flicks.
Oh God.
Invited us.
I still haven't listened. I need to listen.
Oh my gosh. Adore them. I adore them. I will listen to them tomorrow on my run after
I'm going to
ours.
listen to them tomorrow morning.
They invited us. We're going to plan on a Friday.
Okay.
I actually asked if we're going to do it over the phone or if we're going to visit them in Texas.
Ooh.
Long weekend. I mean, whatever they say.
I'm out of vacation time.
No, 2023.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So super
then I got plenty of vacation time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super excited.
I'm ready.
Texas is fun.
I'm ready for a vacation. That's for sure.
Yeah. If I'm correct, I think that's what they told me. Maybe they're somewhere else, but I thought it was in Texas.
I would go to Texas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Texas is big.
Super fun.
A lot of people wear cowboy boots down there. And I want to go to Buc-ee's.
You have to.
I've never been to Buc-ee's.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And they just opened one in Florida, and I didn't go.
Incredible.
I want to go to Buc-ee's.
We drove Steven to college in Florida and came back up. We said, we got to stop. We have to stop.
Yes.
All the billboards count down the miles for you. You have to stop. You walk in, it's clean. It smells like a mix of roasted walnuts and chestnuts and food and
barbecue pork
and sweet smelling candles, and it's just the place just buzzes with
people. They have
people.
like a wall of beef jerky.
Oh, they have a wall of beef jerky, a wall of cake. Of course, I was like, God. Yeah. They have all these islands just of like grab and go sections, and they have toffee. And what was the one thing that I know? Oh, they have all those cashews, but they're like the sweet, sweet cashews and peanuts and parfaits and clothes to show that you were there, shirts and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I'm ready to go see them.
Yeah.
You know what I discovered recently, because I've been driving into Wisconsin, is Quick Trip.
Oh, really?
I never knew about Quick Trip.
Tell us about it.
Like, I had seen Quick Trips,
What is a Quick Trip?
So Quick Trip is like, it's a gas station.
Oh.
But they have hot food. They have, like you were saying, but not to that magnitude of Buc-ee's,
Okay.
But they have like fresh made donuts. They have fried chicken. They have rotisserie chickens. You can get whole pizzas. Like, so good.
We just got a card in the mail for Casey's.
Yes.
And they said, come try our pizza. It's buy one, get one or something on the card.
So Casey's is in Illinois. They're starting to open in Wisconsin.
Okay.
I've noticed. If you've never had Casey's breakfast pizza, it is delicious.
What's on? Sausage, egg?
So it's like sausage gravy with scrambled eggs and cheese on it.
Do they make them there, or does it get brought in frozen?
I think it's probably all frozen stuff.
Okay.
And they assemble it and bake it and then put it in the warmer,
Amazing.
Because I do like Casey's also. But like Quick Trip blows Casey's out of the water.
How many are there up in Wisconsin?
I don't know, but if you go right over the border, it's the world's largest one.
Oh, really?
That was the first time.
Off of 94?
Yes, and that was the first time I ever went into one, and I was like, this place is amazing. I didn't know it was the world's largest one. I just noticed that the other day.
Oh, man.
Oh, that's what I was going to tell you. My boss, one of my bosses, he calls me today, and he's like, what store are you at? What are you doing? This and that, blah, blah, blah. He said, I'm going to come give you a hand. I was like, cool, I'll take the help,
Heck yeah.
So I'm working. I'm like pulling out of dates and doing this and doing that. All of a sudden, my phone rings and I figure, oh, okay, he's here, you know, looking for me. He's like, I just got fucking smashed by some old lady. And I was like, oh my God.
No.
And he drives like a super cool, like super sporty car that he just bought. And he is so pissed.
No.
I was like, you know what, dude? We can replace things on the car. We can't replace people. Like, let's be glad nobody got hurt,
Wow.
He was pissed. Even saying that, he was just like, yeah, whatever. I know it sucked.
Oh man. So this brings it up. So what if he called and he was someone that just needed to be in stores and really wasn't like a big help? But what if, so we're talking teams here. Yeah. We're talking like having people there.
Oh, my job I do on my own.
Yes, you do it on your own. See, this is why I'm bringing this up. You do it on your own.
You're like waiting for me to say that.
Yeah, I was like waiting. Okay. I'm like, come on.
Like, bitch, you work a job.
It's been a couple weeks. Come on now. Work with me here. Work with me.
But I really don't do it on my own. I work with a whole
Okay, I feel store. Like, and I know you've fought me on this, but you're like the lead when you walk in, like, hey, here's the plan. Here's what we're doing. Let's go. And you get kind of everybody going.
Yeah.
Most of the time, you got to do the work on your own.
Yeah.
So my question is, what if one of the bosses called and said, hey, I'm going to give you a hand. And you thought to yourself, oh, God, this guy just stands on his phone. He doesn't do anything.
Really help.
Like, what do you do? He gets there, you're doing, let's say, a meat reset.
So if that happened, which that's never happened. I just want to say that.
Yeah.
That's never happened. I got some pretty cool bosses. So that's never happened. Usually when the boss shows up, they're there to work. They're there to help. Generally, when they show up, it's for a specific reason of we're going to show me how to do this or show me how you do this, blah, 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 whatever.
Oh, okay.
But if one did show up and was just on their phone and didn't, like, I would just walk away from them.
Really?
Like, or either you're going to follow me.
Oh, okay.
Or you're not, Yeah. So I would just continue doing what I do.
So I've had that situation a couple times where I will start doing it and I'll say, okay, well, here's what we're going to do. And the person goes, oh, okay. And, a few minutes later, I'm realizing that they're watching me work.
Yeah.
And so then I turn around and I say, you can also do this. Yeah. Like I kind of like guide them with my Disney hand and say, you can also do this in this section here.
Right.
You watched me enough. Let's do that. So it's a little frustrating because not only are you doing the work, but now it's like you just
have an audience.
You just have an audience.
Yeah. So I
feel like it's a waste of time if they're not going to touch anything. Like,
and people are weird. People work in different ways. But yeah, if they're literally just standing there watching,
I'm just talking about awkward. The full standing there.
Yeah. I mean, I can see
or like walking because they want to gossip. They walk up to you. They're saying that they're going to meet up with you, but they really just want to gossip.
I mean, I will always make time for gossip.
I'm negative Nancy today.
I will always make time for gossip.
Okay, what did you say today? We had like 4 different conversations going in our besties group, and you were like, not me standing here for 5 minutes laughing at my phone. Because she was like, you guys are so quick with the 4 stories. And then I know, oh my gosh.
We were cracking each other up today in text messages, and then I just sent him a selfie. Like, I've been standing in the same place for like 5 minutes. And then, I start laughing because I'm in my own world.
Of
I don't
course.
give a shit,
doesn't matter who's watching.
Yeah. And people just like, I look up and people are staring at me. I'm like, oh, I'm in the middle of doing something. I should probably continue doing it.
Oh, gosh.
Like lately, my thing has been checking dates. Like I've been pulling everything off the shelf and putting it back in order.
When I visit a store.
Dude, because, like some of these products, okay, it's salad dressing on the top shelf. Ain't nobody getting up there and rotating that product.
Nope.
I'm pulling shit off the shelf from 2019. Are you kidding me?
Mm-hmm.
Shit. So yeah, that's been like my big like project lately.
Who wants to get up there on a ladder and pick through all this stuff? Who's got time?
I kind of like finding out of dates. It's like a treasure hunt.
It is. It absolutely is.
I feel very accomplished when I walk back there with a whole cart and I know the store hates me. They're like, this fucking bitch is back again. Just pulling old shit off of our shelves.
I remember pulling a ton of yogurt from a store that was a grand opening, but it ended up being more of a museum.
Oh, fuck.
So this happens. It depends on the location. You go to the grand opening. I know we've talked about it on here before. You help. You do everything. You fill your coolers for the next, so that you can just keep running product to the floor. And there's some areas, different cities, where people just come and they just look. It's like a museum. They're not buying anything.
No.
We have other stores where people had like 2 carts filled.
Right.
Like one was their cold stuff, one was their hot stuff, and you couldn't fill fast enough.
Yeah.
I remember making taco dips for 4 days at one grand opening. And people they made me like a makeshift double table, like those 6-foot or 8-foot tables. And all I did was like, I guess they call it the Henry Ford, where you put everything out, you put it all the beans, all the, you just keep going down, like an assembly line. Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
I remember that. But then I remember the other store.
And people are grabbing them before you can even tag them.
Oh, they were still waiting in line for them.
Who waits in line for store-made taco dip? Make your own fucking taco dip.
It's because I was making them.
Yeah, but I mean, I would eat your taco dip is probably delicious.
I mean, and I had it down to the lettuce shred. I'm telling you, I had it down where I knew exactly the handful to grab to make sure every single one was even.
That's
like
crazy.
And the tomatoes and the olives.
I need 40 bags. I need 40 bags of lettuce. I need 4 cans of olives.
It was like by the 4th day, I was just like, I got this down. It was crazy. But then we had a store where we did that, had everything in the back cooler, and then nobody shopped it. They came in, lots of customers, but it was a museum. They just looked around.
So weird.
After the second week of being opened, we had a project where we had to look at yogurt. Yeah. And all of a sudden I was like, oh my gosh, these expired last week.
Oh God.
So I was like, what do I do? So I just started filling the cart, but then it was like, I filled 2 carts. And the store director came over. He goes, what are you doing? I said, these are all out of codes. And he just looked at me in disgust.
Yes.
I was like, do you want me not to do this anymore? Yeah. I said, they've asked me to come here and check all your dairy because of sales. You know, and he was just like, do whatever, and walked away. I'm like,
and why did they get pissed at us? Yeah.
Don't be mad at me.
Because you know what? And that's what I think is like such bullshit in like a grocery setting is that the managers and store director get bonuses off of stuff. And if you throw away too much, you don't get a bonus. Mm-hmm. It shouldn't matter. Either the shit's selling or it's not.
Especially at a store that's quiet like that.
Right.
You have one that's 5 miles down the road that does quadruple, if not even more than what your sales
10
are.
times.
Yeah, 10 times your sales. And it's just because of the location.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that's bullshit. I don't think any sort of bonus should be based on what you throw away.
Yeah.
Because if you're throwing the shit away, that means you're taking care of your shit.
Yeah.
Half the shit they don't even order. Mm-hmm. The store doesn't order it. It comes.
Yeah, it's forced out.
You got to fill the shelf.
Yeah.
You have to have full shelves.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I think that's bullshit.
Yeah.
So if any CEOs are listening, that's bullshit.
Behave yourself. I'm not editing this.
I doubt any CEOs listen.
Oh gosh, you never know. So I really haven't done much. I haven't looked at our analytics or anything for the last couple of weeks. I kind of took it as a mental break.
Yeah.
You know, knowing that you were sick, that we weren't going to have an episode last week. I traveled, I worked. I just it was kind of nice. You know, it was a nice mental break. Everybody needs that. And today I went on to look at our analytics. We're almost to like 12,000 people.
What the hell?
So 2,000 people like joined
Maybe we should
and started
take a
listening.
week off more often.
I know. We were just celebrating 10,000 people.
Yeah.
And now we were off for 2 weeks.
Now
and
we're
looking at 12,000.
We're looking at 15,000
I'm
now.
like,
come on, guys.
Okay. I'm like, thanks for sharing our shit. SOS.
Share our shit. I know, you know what? Because I was saying I saw Shannon last night, and her niece, Caitlin, lives out in Florida. Hi, Caitlin. I know you listen.
Aww.
But she sent me a snap, and she was like, oh, my God, I'm at work listening to your podcast. So awesome. I always get so surprised at people that come up and like, oh, yeah, I totally listen. Oh, you do?
Yes.
That's so great.
Yes, there is someone, a friend of mine. Yeah. I won't say her name, but she's catching up. Like she was on 30, and so she's been Snapchatting. Like I was dying laughing when Meredith was pronouncing her name. I have to get caught up, and I just love it.
Yeah.
She was on like C for corn.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, when we're spelling our names.
C for corn was funny.
Yeah, that is a funny one. So yeah, she's catching up, and it's so great. And actually, I can tell that she's catching up because I can see it in like the analytics. Like, but I hadn't looked until today. I'm like, oh, this is awesome. So. There's a lot of people that restarted. We asked them to restart, and you could see that they restarted like 1, 2, 3.
I need to restart.
Yeah, they're fun. They're very, very fun.
I need to listen to our old episodes.
Yeah, they're fun.
I forget what we talked about.
You know, and I do kind of research because I'll listen. I'll be like, oh, yeah, I got to retell that story because it happened again, but like in a different version. Yeah. You know, or, oh, yeah, I did tell that, you know, so.
Yeah.
Super neat. So over the Halloween, because I haven't seen you because you were sick for Halloween. There was a car in our neighborhood, and I didn't quite understand it. And yet I understood it.
Yeah.
So it's a little car like mine, like a little city car. Uh-huh. There was a shopping cart on the top of it.
What?
Strapped down, metal shopping cart. And inside it was a skeleton. I'm like, if that doesn't explain retail, I don't know what does.
Oh my God.
And every single time, of course, I was driving when I saw it. So I didn't want to pull my phone out because there's a lot of police officers around here. It's not worth the ticket. I mean, it probably was worth the ticket because it's really cool. But now, of course, I don't see it because the Halloween's over.
It had a shopping cart on top of their car.
So it was like a smaller shopping cart, but not mini. Like, don't think Barbie. Like, think like, like a toddler
shopping
but metal.
cart.
Strapped on the top with a skeleton. I have to get a video of this.
That is
and
so
of course,
funny.
every time I saw it passed me. And I was like,
that is so funny. I'd be whipping around. Where are you going?
Yeah.
Where are you going?
I should have whipped around and followed. But I thought, wow, if that doesn't describe retail.
That is so funny.
Yeah.
Just dead inside. We're all just dead inside. Oh, my God.
Oh, gosh.
You know, and I was laughing because I brought this up. I think the last time we hung out, which was that your birthday then?
Oh my gosh, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
I have really missed you.
I know. I miss you guys.
A part of me was like missed. It was gone. It was missing.
I was really bummed about missing Halloween. But I said, I'm the fool who, you know, I used to have like a random Wednesday off. And it was nice. My husband was at work. I could do my running around.
Yes.
I could deep clean the house without him being like, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? You know?
Why are you throwing out my holy underwear?
Yeah. You know? Those are still have a lot of wear left in them. It's ventilation. And then, you know, I gave that up to be one of those people that hates Mondays and loves Fridays.
Yes. That is your Snapchat every Monday morning.
Yes.
It's
every
Monday.
Like, did I make a huge mistake? Did I become one of those people? Like, I just live for the weekend. You know, it was like when I worked retail, I didn't care. Like, I'd go into work hungover as shit. I refuse to be hungover at work now.
Yeah, same.
I
don't like the feeling. I want to be there.
I drive a lot.
True. And you have to be alert.
And I'm like, I'm going to throw up.
Yeah.
I'll throw up on the way to work.
Or your reaction time won't be as fast if a deer runs out in front of you or something, you know?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So I gave up my random Wednesdays off to be a Monday through Friday living for the weekend person. So just know if you work retail and you have a set schedule, like that's a blessing in retail.
It is.
Having a set schedule.
Yeah. Hopefully they've changed that a little bit.
Yeah.
I feel like just from talking to some of the deli managers, because that's basically where I hang out, meet managers, they do have some set, like they know that there's one night a week that they're going to work.
Yeah.
But they have the next day off. Or they always have, it seems like they always have Thursdays off because Wednesday is ad break.
Yes.
They have to be there on Wednesday to make sure their signs are up.
Right.
Thursday they can take off and then they can get ready for the weekend to work the weekend. And then usually it's a half a day on Sunday. That's what I'm hearing.
I know. Yeah.
I'm hoping that that's like that in many retail.
In a lot of places.
Yeah.
Spaces,
but
sometimes it ain't all as it's cracked up to be.
This was a very awkward conversation. So on Thursday afternoon, I have a call, and it's with some super great people. There's 4 of us, sometimes 5, sometimes 6 of us. And we get on the call, and my week was not stressful at all. Like, not how sometimes it gets, right? I show you, like, my calendar, like, what is going on here?
Yeah, it's full.
It's
packed.
full. It was not like that, but it felt like the days were so long. And I was like, man, I am so excited that it's Friday Junior.
Yeah.
I can't wait for tomorrow. I said, I've never been someone to like live for the weekends. I can't wait. And they all looked at me and must have had like a really good day. And they were like, really? I'm feeling really good today. Like I got a lot. And I was like, oh.
Thanks for your not support.
Usually you're hoping that people would be like, me too.
Yeah.
Can't wait. No, they were all like, man, no, I had a really good week. It was real positive. I'm feeling good. I feel like I got a lot of work done. And I'm like, oh, I'm alone here, aren't I?
I have those days where I feel like I ran around all day and accomplished nothing.
Oh, wheels spinning. I hate
those
that.
Those are the days that I hate.
Yeah.
I walk out of a store and I'm like, what did I even get done?
Oh, gosh.
It's terrible.
When I'm in stores, I usually have about 10 things to look at.
Yeah.
Produce freshness. What does this look like? Are the signs right? So when I'm in stores, I feel like I do get a lot done. But when I'm in front of my computer, this happened a couple weeks ago as well. This probably was that same week, honestly. Yeah. I had to figure out something, and I refused to ask the super smart people I work with for a formula in Google Sheets.
Okay.
I was like, I am going to figure this out. I'm going to Google it. I'm going to figure it out. I had the highest anxiety. I almost caught myself pulling out my own hair.
Oh my God.
Like I had like an attack. Like, why can you not figure this out?
Just ask somebody.
And I absolutely did not. And guess what? I figured it out the next day.
Did it come to you in your dreams?
No, it just worked. I swear I was putting the form. It was pretty long formula.
Yeah.
You know, if this is going to do, you know, if this says this, then bring this over. If not, it's false. And then round this up to this. And, you know, it was a pretty long formula. People would understand those that work in Sheets and Excel.
I'd have no clue.
And I could not figure it out. And it would keep giving me error. And then it would give me like value. And then this is all like error messages, right? And I'm like, I know this is correct. Like, and I'm telling it, I spent like half the day on it. Nobody tell my boss. Yeah. Figuring it out. And I refused to ask. I'm like, and you know, along the way, I learned a few other formulas. So, I mean, it wasn't like a wash, but I think that was the same week where I was just my brain. The big bucks for? No, my brain was just absolutely dead by the end of that day. So I think that was the meeting that I was like, woo, and then.
And everyone's like, man, I've been plugging in these formulas all day. It's been great. It's been going so fast. And you're like, no, it's not working.
Well, just associating the wheels spinning. Like, my God, I did nothing. I did nothing but finally figured out a formula the next day.
Oh, my God.
But spent 5 hours trying to figure out
this. See, that's why I can't do your job.
Ridiculous.
I can't do your job.
I'd rather be in stores with my 10 things that I need to find and share it with the team.
Yeah, I can't do your job.
Yeah. No, I
would lose my mind.
I love it. I hope they never get rid of me. I want to retire from it. I love my job. The people are the best.
I like my job.
Some of the best people I've ever worked with.
I really like my job. I like the pace of my job. I like it's not like super stressful all the time.
Yeah.
So I like my job.
And I know everybody that's listening, you have those weeks where you're just like, you're just not feeling it.
Yeah.
You're tired. You maybe have a small cold that you don't even know about. So it's just like everything is like pulling teeth.
Right.
Or then you have like super great weeks where you're like, wow, I just totally did that.
Yeah.
Just make sure that when you're doing it, it's for yourself. Like you feel accomplished.
Yeah.
Because I know there's a lot of times where, especially in retail, you get something all done and someone else takes the credit. Like, here's what we did. Here was my... So don't get down. You know you did it. I was thinking about that.
I don't think I have to deal with that too much. You know, if I do, I don't know about it. So it doesn't
I was going to say,
me.
because you know what? All the work that you do, the stocking, the filling, that's the sales reflected at the stores.
Yeah.
So they don't know who did all that.
Right.
So never get down about that.
Yeah.
So those in retail, because I know it's hard sometimes. You get something done or you find something wrong or you fix something. And then they're like, oh, great job. And then you know that, you know, the corporate call
and then
comes
they go to their boss.
And they go to their boss and say, oh, no, here's the problem, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. I mean, you would hope that people are getting better at that, where they, you know.
No, because it's
we'll give credit to where credit's due.
It's a dog-eat-dog world, and everybody's out for themselves, and people are fucking greedy, and it doesn't matter.
You know, I
don't want to be responsible for other people's performance. You know what I mean? I can't force people to do things.
Well, no. And yes, this is true.
You can tell a person, this is how you do the job. These are the tasks that need to be done. They're going to choose whether or not they want to do it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I can't force somebody to perform. If they're not going to perform, they're not going to perform. And then that looks bad on me? Fuck that.
On the other side of that, you have this vision. You share these images and you say, here's what we're going to do in every single store.
Right.
And 2,000 people take your image and flip it around and flip it upside down and don't add the signs, and they don't mirror what you share. And that could be a very frustrating thing.
Yeah.
Because you're like, did you not see the picture?
Right.
Did you miss the memo? So that part I've learned to just calm down on.
Yeah.
Like, because everyone does things their own way.
Yeah.
We're all different.
And when you get 800 emails a day and you're just like flipping through them and you're like, oh, okay, I need to fix that set. And it's in the back of your head and you go, yeah, this looks good, and you walk away.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. I've learned.
Where it's your whole life was that set for like 2 weeks.
Right.
And that's 10 minutes of their
I can't
life.
even imagine people that build planograms, you know, and then you're like, this is how it's going to look. This is what, and then you maybe, I don't know if they ever see pictures back from stores like this doesn't work, or this setting's this, or there's a pole in my way.
I was going to say,
this is a 3 foot, not a 4 foot. And then you're like, oh,
yeah,
you know,
because they're never fucking right. Those planograms are never fucking right.
Half the time, the planogram isn't right, or the set that they're supposed to be going into isn't right.
Well, I feel like they don't get the correct information.
Right. So you
whose
do all
fault
the work.
Is that?
You do all the work with incorrect information that was sent to you.
Whose fault is that? Who do I get to blame for that?
I know, it's a big circle.
Yeah.
It's just a big circle.
Yeah.
It's just a big circle of blame in retail.
Whatever. Just blame it on that person.
Oh, God.
And then it's the poor deli person that's like, I fucking did everything. I I get blamed for everything. I do my job.
Oh my gosh. I was walking into a store and I Snapchatted the most important people and said, this lady is returning this cake.
Oh my
God. And half of it was gone. And I remember her from years ago. Haven't been there in 6 or 7 years. You know what? I remember her.
You didn't fully show her.
No.
But I saw part of her kid and I was like, yep, I remember them.
Yep. All I did was focus on the cake.
Yeah.
And I was quickly walking past and I was like in the drive in the parking lot.
Yeah.
And I didn't the young girl was there, so I didn't want to put her in there. So I just kind of quickly yep, she's returning that cake.
I saw her hair and I saw like the lady holding the cake and I was like, I know exactly who that is.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I Snapchatted the main cake decorator.
Oh Lord.
And I said, hey, watch out for this lady. She does this. So, yeah.
And how can you be like that?
If I didn't like something like a cake that someone worked on for me, if it didn't taste good, I'm tossing it.
Right.
I'm not bringing it back to the store. I just don't.
I mean, if it was
and it wasn't a $100 cake. Let me just say this. It was probably $19.99.
Yeah.
But half of it was gone.
Yeah. I can't.
It was a $10 cake you were returning.
I would never.
No, I would not.
Never. You know what I do see a lot of people,
might.
is returning produce lately though, because the produce seems to suck hardcore
lately. So I will share that we've had the hurricanes.
Yes.
So any green beans or any green onions, unfortunately, don't have a very long shelf life right now. Lettuce is not great. We're going through, and right now, Steven is down in Florida, or hurricane somebody.
Yeah.
Is down there. I've been checking Jay's snaps, making sure he's fine.
Yeah.
Because he was all flooded.
I know.
Got to check in with the sister-in-law.
Yeah.
You know, and been checking with everybody at work, like, how's your parents? How's your family? So it is going to happen. And people have to understand that. So be very careful. Choose your produce wisely.
I do choose it wisely. And then the next day it's moldy.
Oh.
That's what pisses me off.
Do you return it?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't.
So just buy for the night.
Yeah, it's pretty much what I do.
If you work in grocery, just buy for the night.
That's what.
Unfortunately, if you don't, then
because I don't understand. I do understand because I've checked them out. But the people that shop once a month, how you can't buy produce
frozen
once a month.
You got to go frozen vegetables.
Frozen,
which is what I do.
You know, I was always told frozen is next best to fresh. I'll take frozen over canned, except for my corn. If it's not fresh corn, I want canned corn.
Okay.
Corn's really the only thing I'll eat out of a can. Otherwise, it's fresh or frozen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I really don't eat corn, but I love...
It's corn.
It's corn. They interviewed that kid. He goes, you still like corn? He's like, yeah. I love corn.
Yeah. It's corn.
I didn't know I was going to be so popular about corn.
I know.
I saw
so
the one
funny.
interview. It's so cute.
He's so cute.
Mine is winter blend. Cauliflower and broccoli.
Yes.
I don't like the carrots in there.
You don't like the carrots?
I don't. What is that one called? That's some other blend.
California blend.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't do California.
What about the Tuscany blend or Italian blend?
Does it have beans in it?
It's got the beans and it's got the squash in it.
I'm not a bean.
I love squash.
I'm not a beanie kind of person.
No.
I don't like beans. Green bean. Well, I'll eat green bean casserole.
I love green bean casserole.
You know, like I'll cut off the ends and stuff, but no, I don't know what it is. I don't know if when I was younger, if like the brighter green beans were the only thing that was around, but that's what we would have, and the taste and the waxy and the texture, can't do it.
Yeah.
I think it was probably one of the only ones that they had, you know, whatever my mom bought or something. Yeah,
because I don't like the mixed vegetable blend.
What is that?
So that's like corn, carrots, peas.
Oh, gosh. Julia and Steve live off of that mix. I can't.
And sometimes
I don't eat
there's ones with lima beans in it too.
No,
I
am
not a picky eater. We all know this, right? I will pretty much eat anything.
But no lima beans.
I fucking hate lima beans. I hate lima beans. I'm not a big fan of, like I said, I was sick, so I made ham and bean soup.
Oh, yeah.
That I will not eat split pea soup. Sick. I do not like split pea soup. But if you guys go to the store and you see it's called Ham's, HAMMS, 15 bean soup.
Oh.
And you take your leftover ham bone and you throw it in a pot of water, cut up an onion, put those beans in there, and it's got a seasoning packet in it too. And you let that cook like all freaking day. Delicious.
Oh, amazing.
But I will not eat split pea soup.
I haven't had it in so long.
Ugh.
Yeah.
It's like, ugh. It's like
Is it like green?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's like baby throw up.
A lot of people do it after Easter, I think, right?
Okay, because ham. Yeah. It's ham.
So we have to we will have one more episode before Thanksgiving.
Ooh.
But we have to warn everyone because we talked about this last year. Watch your carts. Every single cart looks the same.
Yes.
Every single cart looks the same right now. Turkey, stuffing, green beans, cream of whatever soup that you're gonna do.
Yeah. And if you don't have your turkey yet, like you better get on it because there's turkey shortage.
Yeah, they say that every year.
No, but the bird flu really kicked. Have you not noticed at the store, if you go to the deli counter, now I don't know where it is where you live, but where I live, you go to the deli counter and it's half empty. There's no turkey or chicken in it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
There's ham. There's roast beef. There's plenty of cheese.
You know what? I guess I don't go up to the deli counter when I shop often, so I wouldn't notice.
Yeah. There's like no turkey options.
And where do the birds come from? Who's having the worst flu?
I don't know.
What part of the country?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I know in the winter, chickens, turkeys, they get smaller because they don't like to eat in cold weather.
So we had bird flu, and then they were recovering, and then they got it again.
Oh, my gosh.
That's what I was told.
Yeah.
And I say, okay, check it out. I know us big fat Americans love eating our big fat turkey on Thanksgiving, but don't take it out on the workers. It's not their fault. I had a girl tell me, she's like, I'm so sick and tired of getting yelled at because we don't have a turkey over 13 pounds.
Oh, gosh.
And I was like, buy a prime rib.
Buy
a ham.
Buy 2 turkeys.
Stick
one in your oven and stick one in your what are they called?
Nesco oven.
Yeah.
I always buy
2
if you need
turkeys.
to. Yeah. I have 2 turkeys in the freezer, so I'm set. I have 2 turkeys,
my mom always
a prime rib,
does.
and a ham in the freezer.
As soon as they're on sale, my mom will buy 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's always set.
Yeah. So but don't take it out on the people. It ain't their fault.
Oh, please don't.
You can be frustrated about it. I think that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
And be like, well, son of a bitch, what am I going to do now?
Mm-hmm.
Buy something else.
Yeah.
There's bigger problems in the world.
Yeah.
Buy a bunch of little turkeys and go drop them off at a homeless shelter. I'm sure they'll appreciate it.
Yeah. Yep.
And be thankful. That's what it's called.
Or just eat
Thanksgiving.
Eat all the pumpkin pie like I do, and you don't even have to worry about eating.
Fuck it. It's dessert only day.
Yeah, that's what I do.
We're going to eat dessert and watch football, and then I'll take a nap.
Because I feel like I'm eating healthy because it's pumpkin.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it.
Yeah, for sure.
Pumpkin and stuffing.
I like making pecan pie.
So good.
I make my pecan pie weird also. So
how do you make it?
Because I make one deep dish pecan pie recipe and I put it in 2 regular crusts.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So it's very thin. It's like caramelized pecans in a pie crust.
Oh my gosh, amazing.
I don't like all that jelly shit in there.
Oh,
people don't like pecan pie because of that jelly shit. I don't like that jelly shit either.
Maybe that's why it's not on the top of the list.
I don't eat that shit. I can't buy a pecan pie from the store. How do you say pecan? Pecan?
Pecan.
Pecan?
Yeah, I say pecan.
Are you going to argue with me about it, everybody?
I say pecan because I can.
Pecan.
Pecan.
It's not pecan.
I was watching a TikTok, of course. We have to mention that.
I love TikTok.
And they were showing like, oh gosh, of course I'm going to forget what words he was using, but he was like, if you have this word, then what does this word mean? And he would repeat it like how it would be like, wine.
Oh.
And then it would be like another word, but it wasn't wine. It was like
vino.
Yeah. Of course, I'm not going to remember what they're talking about. I'll have to share it next week. But it was like how the English words are. You know what I mean?
English is terrible.
Like if it's can,
with
a picture of a can, then what is this?
Yeah.
And the guy would be like pecan, and he was like, no, pecan. Like that. You know?
Okay, it's like where, and where.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There, and there.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
So funny. So now that we're all hungry and we're super excited for Thanksgiving,
I'm ready for
What
turkey.
is your favorite side dish?
I think we went through this before.
We may have, but it's been a year.
I discovered last year, about 20 years ago, I had this aunt that was introduced to our family, and she always made corn casserole. Ooh. So that was our new favorite.
So what is corn casserole? We don't do that by me.
Okay, so
I'm picturing cornbread, so I know that I'm wrong.
It's kind of.
Oh, okay.
There is cornbread mix in it, and you put like a can of cream corn and a can of regular corn. People make it different everywhere.
Oh, okay.
Right? So
it's baked?
Yes. Okay. It may have sour cream or cream cheese. It might have onions. It might have a crunchy topping. It might have jalapenos. It might have, there's a lot of different options.
Oh, okay.
So after like eating that for like 10 years, we all got sick of it. But like, I love it because I like corn. And so I found a recipe where it has a crunchy topping and it has jalapenos in it. That's been my favorite for the last couple of years
amazing.
now.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I am a mashed potato, sweet potato, stuffing kind of person. Give me all the carbs.
You know what? My grandma makes the dressing. It's not stuffing because it's not inside of the turkey.
Right.
She makes the dressing every year, and it's so good.
Yeah. Years and years and years ago, my mom made mashed potatoes in the crock pot. And put a brick of cream cheese in there with the butter. Life changer.
Yes.
If you don't do that, do it.
So you know what Johnny likes when I do? You know what Johnny likes when I do it?
Yeah, he does.
I will buy jalapeno cream cheese. And I put that in the potatoes.
Amazing.
With some shredded cheese.
Amazing.
Fucking phenomenal.
Yep. It's a game changer.
You know what I started doing? I was going to tell you about this. When I was sick, I was on TikTok a lot.
Yeah.
In between my fever dreams, I would watch TikTok.
Gosh.
And I found somebody that makes their own coffee creamer. I've been making my own coffee creamer.
Amazing.
So good.
What is it?
Sweetened condensed milk.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And then I do like a small container of heavy whipping cream.
Okay.
I bought a bottle of like caramel flavored syrup like they would use at Starbucks.
Oh, okay.
To pump
so you pump it. Okay.
Yep. And then milk. Fill it up with the rest with milk. Yeah.
Wait, so where do you put the coffee then? Oh, no, that's your creamer. You put that in with your coffee.
Yeah. So I
was like, wait, you forgot the caffeine part.
I mix all of that together in a pitcher, and then I put that in my
a
cup
magic bullet?
Yeah.
If you had a magic bullet.
You know what? Because I bought this nice little glass pitcher. I really wanted to do it in a mason jar.
Yes, I've seen that.
And I couldn't find a lid that had a pourer for the mason jar. So I said, you know what? I'm just going to buy this little pitcher. It's a glass pitcher. It's like probably for juice. If you like juice.
Sure.
Juice your own oranges or whatever. Mm-hmm. So it's about that tall, like 12 inches tall. And so I learned if I put the syrup, the heavy whipping cream, and the milk, and then I put my sweetened condensed milk in a bowl of hot water, and then it pours out real easy, but I put that in last. Otherwise, it just goes right to the bottom. It sits on the bottom.
Okay.
So, but I do need, I almost need to blend it. I need to, blend the milk in the sweetened condensed milk and then put it into that pitcher with the flavoring and the heavy whipping cream. Anyways, if you're feeling frisky, make your own coffee creamer.
Frisky.
It's really
that sounds amazing.
I love Chobani creamer, and they have few ingredients. That's one thing I like about it is it's not a bunch of ingredients.
Less is more.
And this blows it out of the water.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I think it's a sweetened condensed milk.
It is.
Yeah.
Absolutely it is. But I need so much less. Yeah. I need so much.
Yeah.
I would put a half inch of creamer.
Yeah.
I always said I'm the one who drinks the coffee flavored sugar milk, right?
Yep.
And now that I make this own creamer, I need just that much in the bottom of my, a quart, an eighth of an inch.
Wow.
And it's so much and it's so good.
So how long would a pitcher last you then?
A week.
Weeks? A week?
Yeah.
Okay.
At least a week.
Wow. Now that everyone's hungry.
Yeah.
And they listen to us early
and
Friday morning and early Monday morning.
Yeah.
Go get your coffee.
Get your coffee.
Go buy your turkeys now.
Get your turkey now.
Buy 2 if they're smaller.
Even buy a pumpkin pie, throw it in the freezer.
Throw it in the freezer and then bring it to my house because I love all things pumpkin pie.
Yes.
And bring me some mashed potatoes and stuffing.
Ooh, I love pumpkin pie just covered in, whipped cream.
Oh, forget it. Like the meme.
Yeah, where you can't even see it.
It's just one little corner of the pumpkin. That's me. It's like in the mouth on the pumpkin pie. Yeah.
I put so much on my pumpkin pie. It's so good. Do you put marshmallows on your sweet potatoes?
Yes.
Yeah, we do.
And brown sugar.
Johnny don't like it.
It's all about dessert for me on Thanksgiving. Anything
Get over
sweet.
it, Johnny.
I want to go to bed swollen hands, swollen feet, heart palpitations, a headache, and a cavity.
And possibly diabetes.
Definitely diabetes.
Possibly.
Just the one day.
Up with diabetes.
Yep.
Yeah.
With a food hangover on Friday.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving is perfect for me.
I can't wait for Thanksgiving. I love it. So excited. And we get to talk about it again next week, too.
We absolutely do.
Yes.
Well, thanks, everybody. I'm
nice
so happy
to see you
you're
guys
back.
again.
Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. I missed you.
I missed you too.
Super excited to go out this weekend. Happy birthday, bestie.
Happy birthday, bestie. See you, bitch. We're taking you out.
Thanks, everybody. We'll talk to you next week.
Bye, guys.
Bye. I'm so happy that you're back.
I'm ready for turkey.
This podcast is brought to you by NameTag Productions, LLC. Entire podcast, unless otherwise stated, written by the hosts. Drums, written and performed by my son, Steven. The Clopen Effect, a retail podcast. If we have to be all in this together, we might as well make it fun.